Alright, let's talk about spoilers for this movie. I did a quick little video talking about spoilers for A New Hope. I should just put it in the non-spoilers review, but I didn't, and I made 2 videos. But this is the one we're going to have a lot to talk about. This is one of the first movies I've ever seen where the whole movie is literally the main characters losing. The closest I can think to that would be like Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi movie, with Tobey Maguire. Because there's so many Spider-Mans now, you have to say that. But he, because in that movie he's beat up the whole time and he's failing. But the difference is, by the end of that movie, he wins. You know, the world's crapping on him, but by the end of the movie, he wins. He wins at the end of the movie. Ta, over. Everybody loses in this movie. I mean, for crying out loud. Han Solo's frozen in carbonite and given to Jabba the Hutt and taken by Boba Fett, which we don't even know who that is really, because we didn't really see him, at least if you watch the original version of A New Hope and not the crappy special edition. Lando, portrays him, which is a great scene, but I always love that when Han Solo, because that's kind of, Lando and Han Solo are friends, and you can see why. Because they're both kind of smuggler jerks who kind of will betray you or swing at the last moment and save the day. They both kind of act very similar. I think that's what I really like about these characters' dynamics. But I also love that scene where he gets frozen carbonite and Leia's like, I love you. And he's like, I know. I mean, that is such a Han Solo line to say. I always love that line too in this movie. Towards the beginning, you scruffy looking nerf herder. Who's scruffy looking? That scene is that's amazing. I love that. The Wampa scene is pretty cool. I always love that scene because it's also really nasty. Because Luke escapes this Wampa, and so to stay alive, Han Solo cuts open the tauntaun and sticks Luke inside of the body of the tauntaun with the guts in there. It's just like, It's also really cool though. And then what I don't like about this movie, and this isn't criticism with this movie, this is more criticism with the prequels. Let's see if I got them up here. Yeah, I got them up here. So my boy Obi-Wan, this is Obi-Wan from the prequels, not the one in this movie. You know that if you've seen the movies, but I don't know who's watching this for what reason. Why do you watch me? I don't know. Don't you have a life? But in the movie, Obi-Wan says, hey, I need you to go find my master Yoda who trained me. But we know, because we watched the prequels, he was trained by Qui-Gon, not Yoda. And then Qui-Gon died, of course. But, it's like... And that's repeated in multiple scenes in the movie. That's what I don't understand about George Lucas's writing, is when this is already set up, and so clearly set up like that, why do you need to change it? I mean, Qui-Gon died in that movie. He did not need to be in that movie. Phantom Menace isn't even a movie that needed to exist, really. If you ask me, you could just done Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, or you could just not make the prequels all. Or you could just make the Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars is a lot better than the prequels, But regardless, end of the movie, bam, Vader's like, no, I am your father. And it's not Luke, I am your father, like everyone quotes it. It's, no, I am your father. That's how the quote has always been. So you guys, everybody who quotes that line, is technically been quoting it wrong all this time. Anyways, he goes, and, Luke gets his freaking arm chopped off. All these arguments about, no, Rey isn't a Mary Sue. Luke Skywalker, because Luke Skywalker would be one too. No, he gets his arm chopped off. He loses at the end of this movie. and basically decides to commit suicide. And, because when he jumps off that thing after it's revealed that Vader is his daddy, he doesn't know that someone's going to save him. He literally thinks he's just going to fall to his death. He was literally good. Our character just decided to commit suicide. Yet, he lives because Leia and, Chewie and them, C-3PO, they save him, but, and then you get the, but when you're watching it, that was kind of sad because he was like yelling, Ben! Ben! You could just feel the pain of Luke right then. Like, man, I just donked up, and he realized what he did. And I think we see the beginning of where he comes from in the next movie, Return of the Jedi, and I really love that. This is my favorite of the original trilogy. Not my favorite Star Wars movie, but my favorite of the original trilogy. It's the objective best of the original trilogy. No matter what anybody says, this is the best made out of all of them. This is so good that this has the fewest changes made to it when they did the special editions. This almost has none. Almost none at all. Even George Lucas pretty much agrees this movie's perfect. Also, this is the one that George Lucas worked on the least, and this is the one everyone considers the best. So, kind of telling you something there. But, I mean, man, and I love that we're never shown the Emperor. Because it's such an impactful moment when we see him in the next movie. It's just such a great movie. Oh my gosh, it's such a good movie.